Hi, folks. It's me again. Real short and brief. Um, Let me just say the prayers. Lord, thank you for this opportunity to speak again and to bring some truth forward. And Lord, please bless everyone and their families as we enter into this holiday season. And I'll be careful to give you all the praise and glory in Jesus Christ's name. I pray. Amen. Okay. Hey, I understand tonight we had a tree lighting, huh? In Paterson? That's nice. That's a nice little gesture to do something. However, there's so much more to do in Paterson. Oh boy. Where do I start? The mayor, the city council, whoever's in charge of overseeing our city, um, I'm gonna make it down there to the council meetings as soon as I'm able. But in the meanwhile, let me just say this real quick. And there's no council person is watching, or the mayor ain't watching. Maybe you guys could take this back to them. Um, Last week, I think it was. Come on, Noonie. Yeah, last Wednesday, I drove around my city, the city of Paterson, and I counted, just for my own curiosity, inside of Paterson, the inner city, besides the derelicts and the people, the homeless folks, and the people that's dumped in Paterson from other towns and from space, I don't know where they come from, and then a lot of our own residents, despite their situations. Now, humbly, I try to pray for them when I can, and I give them a couple bucks here and there. But that's not what I'm discussing. Besides that, I was counting the fast food restaurants in the city of Paterson, not Fairlawn or West Paterson or Little Falls or Totola, Paterson. And I was also counting the staggering number of liquor stores and bars in Paterson, in the city, not at the mall, not at another town close by, Clifton Passaic, Paterson. In Paterson, you have 198. Is it 99? I think it's 198 liquor stores. Why? My question is just why? That seems excessive. That seems like maybe 3 or 4 times, or even more, than one city of our population should have. The question for that is why? 198? That's a lot. That's excessive. And the fast food restaurants, I would say 25. I'm being modest. Maybe more than 25. In the city, not outside of the city, not on Route 4, Route 80, any other town, Garfield, Saddlebrook, West Orange, East Orange, any other county. In Paterson, the city of Paterson. Don't you think, my question is why? Why? Now, just just for my own brain, if this make any sense to you guys, just for my own brain, I was curious. I said, well, maybe we're not too bad. Maybe the other towns and counties have the same thing. So expensive as gas is, I filled my tank up with gas and I drove around to other cities close by. I don't see that. I don't see nothing come close to the staggering figures I just gave you. So my question again is why? Now, if it was in the mall, sure, you have stores, good. I don't have a problem with that. But why so many drug liquor stores in the town of Paterson? Why so many fast food restaurants that eventually kill you is in the city of Paterson? We need to do something about that. I don't even think I have to do my homework on this one because I have to see if that's within the guidelines of standards that's supposed to be allowed for one city. And just a guesstimation would be no, that shouldn't be tolerated. So, city council, the mayor, you guys got to get on your job. I mean, I'm not taking away from some of the things you're trying to do, but you got to get on your job because you're killing the citizens. You're killing us. Those of us who know better than to purchase these things, and that's a different story. But there's a lot of us don't. So, with that being said, and also you Chinese stores that's in Paterson, I've never seen them flour no chicken. They just throw it in the grease. Ah, I never seen an actual TV commercial of their products. You get the little flyer, little fake menu. You get the, you know, they drop it off to you, all that. But I've never seen no chicken that we purchase like this, like that. This doesn't make sense to me. So, but to each his own. We let them in our city. They come in here. I've never heard or seen one give a donation out for the citizen, the youths. See, when I speak, this is who I'm speaking for, and in reference to is our youth. I'm all about the youth, and I've never seen them come to a city council meeting and offer a donation or go to the neighborhood and share knowledge that they're giving a free this or free that. But these folks come into the city of Paterson and rape us. And you let them. You let them do it. So, Jamaican stores, you're getting a little ridiculous with the oxtails. Okay? A small oxtail with cabbage and rice with some beans, and they try to flood your plate with the rice and beans. Come on, cut it out, man. Cut it out. Oxtail, that small plate is like 18, 19 bucks. Or medium would be 18, 19. Or a large would be 20 something. You make your own prices, it's true. People don't have to pay that price, that's true. But for $25 or $30, I could buy a whole ox and make my own oxtails. So check your prices, man. Slow down with these astronomical prices. Let me see, what else? Right now, the situation I don't know too good, so I don't like to speak on things when I don't know the whole details behind everything. But I do know this, and I hear this, but I don't believe in hearsay. I check it out for myself. One person or a group is buying a lot of real estate in Paterson, and I don't have a problem with that. But the other thing I'm hearing is they're slumlords. When they get these buildings built, they're charging astronomical amount of rent, and for the people who don't have the Section 8, because I'll get Section 8, all residents in here, I know I'll get my money. That's their thinking and attitude. And a lot of times, you put certain people in certain buildings, or you let certain people purchase real estate, and you're getting what you're getting now is an influxuation of the wrong type of people. The real estate guy and some of the residents that you get in these buildings. Also, the question for that would be why or how How can one guy, but like I said, I got to do my homework on it. But this is what I'm hearing everywhere. It's buying all the real estate. Who's letting that happen? Who's in charge of the finance department? So I'm just dropping these things on you guys today because it needs to be said. And Noonie, you know me, Noonie Noon, your boy. I have to say it. You guys have to tighten up, man, because you're not helping preserve life. You know, especially for our young 198 liquor stores, bars mixed in there, 25 fast food restaurants inside of one city. Think about that. And when I know I'm saying something right, what do I tell you? Go check it out for yourself. See if what I'm saying is true. Why do we need all that? Why? Why do we need all that? So, okay, enough of that. You can loosen up a little bit. The next thing would be I just had one of my sons over, one of my daughters over for a nice time. We had such a great time. You know, I'm so happy to see my kids. This is the time of year that you spend with family and you squash off deals with their bad, you know, or if they're weights you've been carrying on your shoulders, you try to brush all that off. But you can't never tell a grown person what to do and how to do it. You can suggest. You can show them by your actions and your reflections. But when you get in the habit of trying to tell a grown person something, that can run into more problems. And the bliss of those two entities are people coming together when they do squash their beef, or they do decide and realize that this is my relative, or this is my friend, or this is my wife, or this is my husband, or this is my kid, whatever the situation is. If you let them kindle that, it's more blissful for them and it's more genuine, more real than you trying to come in as an outside force out of the love you see, out of good reasons that you want to interject into their differences and try to make it work for them. I'm a dad, I'm a father. I have kids, but what do? I don't do that. I don't do that. That's because I love them beyond the word of love. I want them to solve their differences themselves. And more than likely, they will, some have. So you guys show them by example, you know. And I'm telling you, the feeling is something I can't describe, because around 2 weeks ago, my granddaughters had a party, and some of those folks there solved differences themselves, and it was more harmonious, it was more real, it was more rewarding for them. So that's just for somebody out there, anybody who want to take it. If it is not for you, throw it away. But if it is resonating in your spirit, then act upon it. And sometimes you do have to be the bigger person. And sometimes when you're not, or when you are, you feel like you're extending yourself, or you're kissing somebody's ass, which you're not. But when you do be the bigger person, you know, that's that weight off of you, number one. And number two, you know who's watching. God is all about love. You know, so you do your part, what you're supposed to do, and then you leave it alone. Now, moving right along, I got a good story for you guys. How you like that? And then I have a request to ask all of you who's watching me at this time, friends, enemies, family, foe, whatever. I was 4 days ago. I was at a place, right? And there was food. It's sort of like a restaurant, but it's a nice place, an eatery. That's the word I'm looking for. And I seen a family of four. But when I seen a family of four, they didn't look like, well, you can't really judge. I told you in one of my videos, you can't really assume or judge a person by their outer appearance or whatever, but I could feel in my spirit and in my other observation, the mannerism, the lingo, the talk, that they wasn't too financially well off. Let me just say that, okay? So that day I had a little money in my pocket, you know what I'm saying? I had some money in my pocket, and I got me a nice little sandwich and something else, and I don't eat bread that much. And the couple, I don't know if they were married or not, but they was trying to calculate how much they had to spend because I had walked by and I heard the conversation, and two beautiful little kids was with them. So I sat down, took my time, laid back. This place had some good soups, man. So I got this cheddar broccoli, something like that, but it was really good. And this was in Wayne too. So they sat down. They don't have like a big sit down area. They got the little counter where you can look at the window, while you eat whatever you buy. So what I did was, because I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm telling you guys this, because what I did was, this happened to me once before. What I did was, on my way out, I asked the cashier, you know, what did they order and what did they pay for, and I need you to cancel that order because I'm gonna pay for their meal, and I need you to void that, re-ring that under my card, and just don't let them know who paid for it. Just tell them to call them to the counter, and if you're not a manager, get me a manager right now, because sometimes when you speak to folks, they don't understand what you're saying, or they act like they have some type of power or that they don't have, so you have to sometimes go above them and talk directly to the person in charge of that entity, whatever the store, restaurant, wherever you're at. So she said, oh, no, oh, okay, I'll do it. I say, okay. So I think it came to only like 40 something bucks. It was petty, it was a small amount of money. So I paid it and I left. When I got in my little hoopty, my little car, and started driving, I felt so good about myself. I said, yo, I didn't feel like a trick or somebody stupid or anything. I felt really good about myself. I didn't tell nobody this. You guys are the first person to know this. This just happened 4 days ago. So the reason why I did that is because more than a couple of years, about 4 years ago, maybe something like that, I was sitting in a restaurant. What was the name of that restaurant? Oh, God. This was in Rutherford. Yeah, it was a steakhouse. I forget the name. Longhorn something. I was in a restaurant, and I had a friend with me, a date. And we sat down. We was eating. So a young lady came in with her son. And, the son was kind of like not too mentally stable. You could see that and you could hear that. And she was like, the child had to be around 9 to 11 years old. A boy, it's a boy. And these people, I think she looked Italian. They might have been Italian or Spanish, Mexican, Puerto Rican, I don't know. And so we sat at a booth, me and my date, right? And I was facing, like I'm facing you guys. The lady was facing me in her booth, and the child had his back to me. So we were eating, and the child kept turning around and wanting to play. She's like, "Oh no, stop, don't bother those people." I said, "No, leave him alone. There's no bother. He's just a kid." I said, "How you doing?" She said, "Give me a high five, man. Give me a high five." I said, "So what you do, man? Come here, come close." how many girlfriends you got? He started cracking up. He couldn't believe it. He covered his face like I said something really wrong to him. He's like, ah. So we was laughing, having fun. So he said, what's your name? And I told him my name. I said, what's your name? He told me his name. I said, so you in school? You like a teacher? So we had a little conversation going, just me and him, just me and him. So the mother didn't say anything, you know. I was telling him about turning around or nothing. And the person that was with me, my little date, she was smiling, so she thought it was kind of cute too. So, you know, so when we was leaving, I was like, I'll see you later, man. I said, remember, that's our secret. Don't tell her. Don't tell her. So this little guy was laughing his little heart out. So we get to the counter, and I'm full, you know, ready to pay my little bill, right? And I said, oh man, I forgot to ask you, did you want dessert? You want some dessert? She said, I didn't think you'd never ask me for dessert. I said, all right, come on, we go back and sit down and get some dessert. So we went back and sat down. They had what these things called a white blondie or a vanilla blondie or something like that. It was a vanilla ice cream with some type of cake or yellow cake on it. So the person I had with me, she loved the blondie. This was like years ago. So when we was eating the dessert, then they got up, the lady with her son, and they was about to leave. So she said, wait, Mom, I got to say goodbye to my friend. And I said, oh, man, yeah, goodbye, man. You all right? You stay strong, blah, blah, blah. And they said, thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. I said, no problem. Thank us for what? You know, so she got up, so she left. So we sat there. We was talking about a bunch of stuff, me and my little date, you know, and it was about 15 minutes, I guess, after they left. Then we got up. I said, okay, you ready? She said, yeah, I'm ready. I said, nah, I want some wine. She said, you don't drink wine. I said, I know, I'm just joking. So we left. When we left, got to the counter, they pulled my little card out. The cashier at the counter said, oh, your meal was paid for. I said, what? She said, oh yeah, the lady with the boy, she paid for your meal. I said, oh no, wow, I gotta catch them. She said, oh no, she paid for your meal. I said, wow. So you know how I felt? That feeling was such a good feeling. I mean, not that I saved money or anything. It's just the thought of what she did, only because I showed humanity, I showed human, and I showed love. That's all I'm saying to you guys. Sometimes we just have to show love. So, I told you I was going to ask you for something. Here's what I'm going to ask you guys. You pick who you want to pick. A family, a single person, whoever you choose to pick. But please, instead of buying that picket ticket, instead of getting that drink at the bar, instead of only one day, you don't have to do this on a regular, only do it one time. Sacrifice something you like doing and take that extra 20 or 30 or whatever you could afford, that dollar, that $2, that $5, that $10, and do that. That feeling, you'll never forget that feeling. And you'll feel so much better by yourself, but don't let the person know that you did it for them. But do that. As a favor to Noonie Noon, do it at least once. And for those that have done it already, you know what I'm talking about. You could tell these folks what I'm talking about, cause there's no greater feeling than that. I'm telling you. In that atmosphere, in that sphere of things, okay? Sphere of things. Please, if it's, I could give you some examples if it's at a basketball, football game, or one of these 198 bars and liquor stores in my town, or one of these 25 fast food restaurants, the car behind you, pay their meal for that car behind you, or, you know, whatever you want to do. But do it. Once again, your boy signing out. Noonie Noon, hug somebody. Peace.